Now, there is some good news today for about 10,000 workers currently employed by the failed Australian Discount Retail Group. The company, it owns about 400 discount stores around the country, things like Go Low, Chicken Feed, Crazy Clark's. All these shops have been taken over by Jan Cameron. Who's Jan Cameron? Interesting person. She's the founder of the Kathmandu outdoor clothing stores. She's 53 years old. She's described as reclusive, doesn't give many interviews, keeps a low profile. She lives, we understand, on the east coast of Tasmania. She sold Kathmandu for almost $300 million a few years ago, and she's a fairly permanent fixture on the BRW Rich list in the top 50. She's got more money than Nicole Kidman. Now, Jan Cameron has guaranteed that no jobs are going to go from that 10,000 people she is now the boss of, and says that the profitable chicken feed stores in Tasmania will stay the same. Some other discount stores, though, she says, will need a shake-up, but again, no jobs are going to go. Scott Driscoll from the Retailers Association is with us. Mr Driscoll, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John.
Good news for retail workers, I imagine. A vote of confidence as well in the sort of whole discount retail sector, I would have thought.
Yeah, John, it is. And I think Jan Cameron and people like her are to be congratulated for providing potentially some of the stability that some of our politicians can't in a time where upheaval is rife.
Do you expect that these sort of discount stores like Chicken Feed, Go Low and so on are actually going to be one of those parts of the retail sector that really do well if we do head into a recession?
Look, there's no doubt that there are certain segments of the retail environment that are doing well at the moment, and certainly those discount stores, certainly fast food, and even supermarkets and grocery. When people consolidate their positions, they look for where costs can be cut in the household budgets, and they are areas, and people are staying home more rather than going out as much, and so food retailers are also doing quite well at the moment.
As for the, I guess, more discretionary end of retail, the big ticket items, the people that sell us flat screen TVs and so on, is that where we're inevitably going to see jobs going as well?
Look, I think you will certainly see some tightening, and before jobs go, I think you'll probably see margins being cut. Retailers don't want to slash and burn their staff, and unless it's absolutely necessary to keep the doors open, because I mean they're the last line of defence for them to keep pushing the products out to the consumers. So it's not going to be anything unnecessary. But if things do continue to tighten and things don't turn around over the next 6 months, certainly they're the areas, discretionary spend, you're right, is where we'll start to see things get a little bit nasty.
Now, Scott Driscoll, on a not unrelated issue, I suppose, there were comments on the 60 Minutes program last night on Channel 9 from the head of Pacific Brands, Sue Morford, who said that consumers, in part, we are to blame for the fact that they've got to move production of Bonds and King G and so on offshore, because at the end of the day, we're not prepared to pay more for Australian-made goods. Now, given that a lot of these discount stores, everything seems to be made in China, has she got a point?
Look, I think she probably does have a point. I know she's probably not the flavour of the month in everyone's books at the moment, but I think the point she makes there about Australians failing to seek out Australian-made, Australian-grown or Australian-produced is something we need to take a good hard look at. And I know on the food side of things, we've seen the lifting of the ban recently by the federal government on Philippine bananas, for example. Now, a lot of the independent retailers, and certainly IGA has come out very strongly in rejecting those sorts of things in favour of the domestic market for all sorts of reasons, including risk of disease and so on. But Australians generally, I think they need to get a little bit more serious about where they're actually sourcing their goods from, and where they can, they should be supporting the Australian domestic producers and growers.
Okay, good to talk to you this afternoon.
Thanks, John.
Scott Driscoll joining us from the Retailers Association. We've got a News Radio update in 4 minutes.